Following Diddy, it's currently Jay-Z's second to address worries about his supposed abuse of force in the business. Scratchgun has presented allegations proposing Jay-Z's contribution in disagreeable exercises. For example, dealing purportedly with his ex-charming earthy-colored eye resembled my comprehension if charming got endorsed at like 15, 16 years of age. And whenever I first had known about her was, on the Ain't No Nigger record. So how about we begin with the video to dive further into the subtleties encompassing the circumstance between these two unmistakable rappers. You definitely realize this little kid is going through the most terrible at any point. Better believe it, like the man that you accept is your dad, quite possibly of the most celebrity on the planet individuals are presently destroying by and by. Scratchgun never ventures back at whatever point he sees anything uncommon happening in the business. He has consistently gotten down on each individual who is off base. Scratchgun is the furthest down the line VIP to freely object to artist R. Kelly, who faces allegations of being a sexual stalker, and was as of late the point of convergence of a 6-hour Lifetime docuseries named Enduring. R. Kelly taking to Instagram on Thursday. Group shared passages from the music video of his 2003 track Gigolo, which highlights Kelly in the going with inscription standard ponders the dimness unavoidable in the music business, resolving the more extensive issue prior to singling out Kelly. Lie. After much self-appearance and contemplation, I must be one of the first to concede that in my past, I've certainly chosen not to see a ton of obscurity in this industry. We should quit shrinking away from the real issue and call it what it is. The subtle peruses this whole industry was laid out and worked by evil and predatorily spirits and male bullheaded way of behaving. And since the new media shock relating to it or Kelly, I have understood that the main problem in question is a definitive sense of care and disregard for our sovereign. Scratchgun then centers around what he trusts drives men to abuse their power. For a really long time, we have dealt with ladies like peasants when in reality, they are the source, our center, and the predominant creatures, yet our uncertainties, inner selves, and absence of affection have attempted to demonstrate. In any case, he proceeds in this manner. We have a few situations where we permit performers, chiefs, and ordinary people to mishandle and abuse our life carriers, and wonderful equivalence ordinance underscores that he isn't making a decision about any person for his past or his confidential activities, recognizing his own culpability in disregarding ladies, and referring to the verses of the common track as an illustration I have by and by saw it, and will as of now not be quiet about. It's not dry squealing. It's a change in outlook. He made sense of Scratch Cannon continued to list a few different men who have confronted allegations of unseemly misconduct. For example, Les Mooney's Harvey Weinstein and Steven Tyler. Prior to communicating a genuine statement of regret, I will be one of the first to say, for all men, I'm sorry. Kindly think of me as a promoter, partner, and understudy that needs direction in an industry that was intended to exploit ladies. He said we should transform it all right away and call everything to the table for our obliviousness, bad behaviors, and discourtesy. I am sorry, my sovereigns. There is a conviction that his comment were aimed at Jay-Z. Considering his history, it's clear that he has reliably manhandled his impact, whether it relates to getting Grammy wins or his lead towards ladies, and his relationship with Charming Brown is currently a common sense among individuals. Saucy, earthy-colored, conceived in Gamar. Shant has uncovered that her entrance into the rap business had a critical cost, particularly during her childhood. There are theories that she affirms Jay-Z, then 27, took her virginity when she was just 15. Bits of gossip further recommend that Hova, supposedly with apparently liberal credits, monetarily upheld her secondary school days by financing shopping binges and spoiling meetings at hair and nail salons, all with the supposed aim of laying out a personal connection with her before all else. We'll bounce in the van. We'll go to Maryland. We'll go any place. You understand what I'm talking about. Also, as per Charming Earthy Colored, there are further claims recommending that Jay-Z has an inclination for transsexual people. The declaration infers that she found out about this part of his own life when she began getting calls and provocation from a transsexual individual not long after Jay-Z allegedly sent a communicated disease to her. I think about the thing I will say, okay? You understand it. I'm saying my opinion on the thing I will do. It's guaranteed that during one of her experiences with Jay-Z, Saucy Brown stated that a video recording occurred, and the meeting wasn't so private as one would expect. Supposedly another high-profile figure, the adaptable Jamie Foxx referred to for his job as Wanda in the notorious sketch parody show Unfiltered and Full of Life, was supposed to be available during this experience. The situation starts to get interesting as Charming supposedly unveiled that Jay-Z had compelled her into consenting to various non-divulgence arrangements or gag orders connected with a close experience, including each of them three herself, Jamie Foxx, and Jay-Z, which she portrayed as a trio. The story takes an emotional turn when soon after this episode, the supposed tape of the rendezvous bafflingly evaporated from Saucy's home. She solidly accepts that Jay-Z assumed a part in the vanishing, raising doubts about his contribution in the alleged burglary. Russell and I, the leader of my record organization, we got together and I said, Russell, I need to call a reality. I said I need to have a plunk down with Kim, and I need to truly, pass these electrifying cases. Saucy Brown purportedly disclosed one more fascinating part of Jay-Z's life. She indicated a getting through association between Jay-Z and Larry Johnson, recommending their relationship might have been something other than an easygoing kinship, the way that Jay-Z imparted a loft to the NBA player, who had an earlier relationship with Rewar, added a load to her implications in her supposed real memory of her encounters with Jay-Z. Charming didn't keep down in communicating her opinions about Jay's better half Beyonce. Purportedly, her sentiments towards Beyonce were a long way from positive, as Charming Brown purportedly asserted that Beyonce had likewise been contaminated by Jay-Z. She said now he is with Beyonce, if that hetos is contaminated on the off chance that these charges validate. It's evidently upsetting given the obvious exploitation of Charming in more ways than one. She supposedly experienced a contamination as well as professed to have been a casualty of rape as a kid, attracting a elation with Jay-Z's activities with R. Kelly's boycotting after allegations of kid attack brings up issues about Jay-Z's own decisions on the off chance that Saucy's charges are precise. Owed him $1 million for his work on the Jay-Z coordinated effort, the best case scenario, as per the claim. Apparently, Jay-Z supposedly started preparing Charming very early on. The association between them began when Saucy was roughly 14 or 15 years of age during her inclusion in LL Cool J's AI remix, As Psy dug further into the music business. She worked together with different noticeable craftsmen, with Jay-Z standing apart as a repetitive colleague and co-essayist. Their presentation's significant two-part harmony, Ain't No N, was included on the soundtrack for the movie The Nutty Teacher, delivered in 1996. In spite of the fact that it had been kept back in 1994, this track started with Jay-Z's confident verses, which opened with a provocative gesture to Charming, earthy-colored Fox Brown. Better believe it. Jay-Z, would I keep it fresher than the following? By no requirement for you to at any point perspire the following. Honeybee, with speed I make the best BC the exit to be sure. He proceeded with, you got to realize you're entirely regarded by me. You get the keys to the T with no driver. You got your own 96 something to ride and keep your A restricted in verses. That is the reason the choral of the melody developed into an enthralling two-part harmony between Saucy Brown and Jay-Z, igniting more interest about their relationship. The verses ain't no closure like the one I got, nobody can few better doses around yet. He gives me a ton, keeps you in precious stones and calfskins. Companions will let me know I ought to let you be TL. The oddities to find their very own man of their own man out. Their own additional a layer of intricacy to the story. Out of the discussion encompassing Saucy, earthy color's age at the melody's delivery in 1996, remaining parts a disputed matter anyway. Official records show that all pre-mix accounts, including vocals, were finished by 1994, when Brown was around 14 or 15 years of age. Her presentation collection Sickna hit the scene when she was only 17, highlighting something like 5 co-composing credits with Jay-Z, prominently one track on the collection. Sickna conveyed a particular engraving of Jay-Z's impact, proposing a more profound association in their relationship. The air was getting, one could say, a bit